All right, this is a message from Nico. It's March the 24th. Nico writes to you, Pastor Hovind. He says, I would love to hear back from you with hope. Have any questions answered by Dr. Dono on one of your vids. Let me start out by saying, Kent, you definitely solidified my faith in Christ. I have a good bringing up in Christ, but the world and what I was being taught in school always contradicted the Bible. So I turned away from Christ because of my faith being destroyed. I got older and started to realize that there's so much evil and corrupt in the world that it was unthinkable. I started seeing what the world and what man is, corrupt. I started looking into my Bible for answers, and there they were, plain as day. I stumbled across a video by Vigilant Christian on YouTube that was exposing the persecution happening to you. I ended up doing my research on your case and found all the dirt under the rug. He puts that in quotes. I watched all your debates and loved every one of them. They straight up blow evolution out of the water and give a strong defense for creation. I needed to let you know you changed my mind and many other lives with these videos, and God bless you for that. My question is kind of odd. What do you think of the Pensacola branch of Christianity that have a strong belief in the gifts of God, like prophesying, evangelizing, and speaking in tongues, etc.? Do you think it's a little off? Do you think it's off a little, or would you find their teaching biblical, considering Mark 16:17? In my name they shall cast out devils, they shall speak with new tongues, or pretty much all of Acts 2 and 1 Corinthians 14:2. My parents are Pentecostal, and I would like to know what you think on the branch and their gifts, which I believe to a certain extent. Thank you, Nico.
Okay, I've covered that several times on previous calls. Do you have those labels somehow? You can just steer him to those?
Yes, yeah, I probably do. Absolutely, the speaking in tongues and the gifts. Absolutely, we do. I remember you speaking about that.
Yeah. Now I will say this: I don't think that the people who do that are the enemies. I think they're plowing a different road than I am. I think they're getting people saved. I think they're part of God's family. I think they're winning souls, and I wouldn't hinder that. I think they're wrong, seriously wrong on this doctrine, but everybody's wrong on some things, except me, of course. So I think there are a lot of people that are allies in the cause of Christ, so we don't have to agree with them on everything. But no, I think the gifts, like that, he's probably referring to the Brownsville Assembly of God down in Pensacola. I spoke there several times. I know a lot of people from there, had several people work at our ministry from there. They love the Lord. I think they're crazy in some of the stuff they do and believe as far as the tongues, which I've covered many times. They call themselves Pentecostal. I say, guys, on the day of Pentecost is when they spoke with 17 known earthly languages. It was miraculous, no question, but it wasn't a heavenly language. Angels spoke all through the Bible, and they spoke the language of the person they're talking to, whether it's Hebrew or Greek or Egyptian or something. There's no proof of any such thing as a heavenly language. There is the verse in Corinthians about to speak with the tongues of men and of angels. Okay, well, show me in the Bible where an angel spoke anything that was unintelligible to the hearer. They know how to speak every language on the planet, apparently, without a problem. So I simply cannot find what they're talking about in the Bible, and I think I know the Bible fairly well. This business of jibber-jabbering and calling it a gift of tongues from God is, to me, totally foreign to the Scriptures. I don't think that means they're, maybe, I don't know. I think it means they're certainly confused and they're wrong in their doctrine. But on the day of Pentecost, read the story. They spoke miraculously in a language they had never studied. Later in Acts 10, Cornelius, the Italian, got the gift of tongues, and when Peter explained that later, he said the same thing happened to him as happened to us. Well, then that answers the question. He was not speaking an unknown tongue. He was miraculously speaking a language he had never studied. So either Cornelius was able to suddenly speak Greek without a...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
or Hebrew, or Peter was suddenly able to speak Italian fluently without a translator. I don't know. But it wasn't a heavenly tongue. So, like I said many times, they don't ever raise the dead. The easiest one to fake of all of those is the tongue. So if it's really for today, go raise the dead. I want to see this one. Anyway, that's enough, brother. I've got a medical I got to go to here, so let me call back in a half hour or so when I get free.
Sounds good. God bless you, Pastor Hovind. God bless. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Pastor Kent Hovind. And Nico, I will get this uploaded. And if you want to find out the previous times where he's discussed the Pentecostal tongues, you probably could go to my YouTube channel, Lone Star 1776, and search for videos with the word gifts or tongues or Pentecost, maybe things like that. God bless everyone, and we'll take care.